Today we're talking about our ducted self-contained cooling unit. What I plan on doing today is talking about the features of the unit, the applications and how it's applied to wine cellars, as well as some of the options that are incorporated into the unit. All of our Wine Guardian cooling units are designed and manufactured to control 55 degrees to 58 degrees Fahrenheit in the wine cellar, which equates to about 12 degrees to 14 degrees Celsius. Humidity ranges are anywhere from 50% to 65% relative humidity, and that's what the cooling unit will try to control to in that environment. This is our self-contained unit versus our Wine Guardian split systems. The Wine Guardian split systems can consist of a fan coil and a condensing unit, typically placed outdoors or in a large mechanical room. And then you would have the fan coil inside. This is a completely self-contained unit. It's really comprised of two compartments: an evaporator section, which ducts to and from the wine cellar, and a condenser section, which vents out into the mounting area. So that offers ease of installation. Typically with split systems, you have an outdoor portion, as I mentioned, and the indoor portion. Well, you need to connect the two through copper tubing, evacuating that line set, and charging it, testing it on site. This offers one complete package where it's very easy to put in place, make ductwork connections, a drain line, your power cord, and you're already up and running. So it's a lot less labor intensive, not as time consuming of an installation. This particular model is the D025. It has a capacity of around 3,000 BTUs per hour. We also have three other models: the 050, which has a rating of approximately 6,000 BTUs per hour. The 088 is 10,000 BTUs per hour, and the 200 is about 12,000 BTUs per hour. So you notice that the chassis is an all aluminum powder coated finish, which is important for corrosion resistance. It's not going to rust, it's not going to corrode over time. You also note that we've incorporated high strength composite removable panels, duct collars, and grills into the design of the unit. This is a multi-panel design system, so any one of these panels can be moved to their other respective location. So you could move this duct collar from here to this side, or add a duct collar if you wanted to, or take this removable panel and put it over here on the condenser side as far as a grill, and move this to another location. So that's what we mean by a multi-panel design. It offers extreme flexibility in installation and when you're setting up the system for your wine cellar. Okay, so let's take a panel off and look at its construction. Okay, so you can see how easy that was to remove. Just took a coin out of my pocket, 2 quarter-turn fasteners at the top of the panel. If you're familiar with our old design, it incorporated several fasteners throughout the perimeter of that panel. Variety of screws, which were notorious for being lost. So there's no screws to lose with this design. All right, they're captive too. So they're held in place, they're not gonna move. They're not gonna get lost. So if you're to look at this panel, you'll notice that it's got a slight curve to it. So we've incorporated a little bit of dimension into the Wine Guardian product with the Sentinel Series. So you'll notice that we've incorporated this nice ridge design in the panel itself. It offers some rigidity to the panel. This is really tough material. It's a flame resistant UL rated material, and it really holds up to any scratches, dents, marring during shipping and installation. You'll see that we've incorporated additional insulation into the panels, as well as the body of the unit itself. This is ideal for protecting against warm areas. A lot of times these units are mounted in a warm mechanical space, an attic, a crawl space, and that extra insulation not only provides a barrier and prevents it from sweating, but it also adds to reduced noise from the system. While we've got the panel off, you'll notice that we've incorporated high static pressure fans. This helps with ductwork connections, extended lengths of ductwork. Generally, we like to see the unit placed in a mechanical room that's relatively close to the wine cellar, usually right next to the wine cellar within a 20-foot range, 20 to 25 feet range. Okay. You'll also notice that we have a drain tube here, which is part of the design. You also note that that drain tube has a trap internal to it. That drain connects to the bottom side of the unit. So let's look at the duct collars here. I'm going to remove this duct collar. And again, this fastens the same way as our removable solid panels. Very easy. No number of screws to take off. But this is a double-walled, heavy-duty duct collar connection. Okay? You'll notice that we've got insulation as an extra barrier, far superior than the old design, if you're familiar with that, both in the way it fastens to the unit, its construction, its durability, and it will not sweat. Okay? It's double-wall insulated, it will not sweat. And it also lends to the design. We've incorporated nice scalp design around the perimeter of the piece. Again, this can be configured so the duct collar can be on the sides, multiple duct collars as far as the arrangement. You could conceivably have duct collars on all three sides if you wanted to. You do not have to reposition the fan in order to move ductwork around and change the orientation of the unit. That's one of the great things about the WineGuardian self-contained ductable unit is that it's extremely flexible and you don't have to move that fan like competitors' units. You also notice that we've incorporated the controls at the face of the unit. Everything as far as the connection is here at the face of the unit. We have your on-off switch, your power cord for both 60 and 50 hertz applications, your COM ports for control and humidifier. You'll also note if you look at our unit that we've incorporated coated coil on the evaporator side of the unit. That is important because it's an extra layer of corrosion protection in the wine cellar. It means that this is a commercial grade product and that it's going to last the test of time. So this controller ships complete with all of our Sentinel Series wine cellar cooling units, whether it's a split unit or the self-contained. And this also ships with 50 feet of communication cable. The way that this works is the communication cable plugs into one of these COM ports and then into the back of the controller. And then this control sits either inside your wine cellar or outside of your wine cellar with the use of one of our remote sensors. Okay? You can use up to 3 remote sensors in any application, as well as 2 controllers per application. So that gives you a variety of ways to sense the temperature and humidity in that space and control the WineGuardian cooling unit. Okay? So, for instance, if you had an odd-shaped wine room, maybe an L-shaped, or maybe even 2 wine rooms controlled by one device, one WineGuardian cooling unit. You can connect up a variety of different sensors to control either one of those spaces or all of that space through the use of those remote sensors and controllers. Our controls are always going to show you and display the temperature and humidity of the wine space. Okay, it's always going to control temperature, and depending on whether you had a humidifier option or not, it can add moisture back in to control humidity. But it's always going to give you those variables, temperature and relative humidity of the space. So the controls will provide an alarm function as well. So if the temperature is too high in the space or too low in the space, if the humidity is too high or too low, And if there's a fault condition within the refrigeration system, it will alarm at the controls. Okay. The remote sensors in combination with the controller will provide an average temperature and humidity of the space when they're used together. So this is a key feature when controlling a wine cellar space. We're controlling the air temperature of the wine cellar and the humidity conditions of the wine cellar versus a bottle probe, which is typically connected to a liquid within a bottle, and it only turns on the temperature, humidity, or the wine cellar cooling unit when there's a change in that temperature of the wine or the liquid. That's exactly what you don't want to have happen. You want that to remain nice and stable, and changing the air temperature is a way to do that. And that's what we do here at Wine Guardian. So the Wine Guardian controls also offer a wireless to base technology. So what does that mean to the user, to the homeowner? For instance, you couldn't run a wire between the Wine Guardian unit and wherever you wanted to place our controller. The system has a wireless to base radio frequency connection inside the device as part of our controls, which can talk to this controller or our remote sensors wirelessly a certain distance away from the cooling unit. The ducted self-contained unit, as you see here, is a base system. We do have several options available to us in bundled formats, depending on your application, to help better control the device and meet your application needs. The first option available is the all wine temperature bundle. You would choose the all wine temperature bundle if you wanted to control your cellar to wine serving temperatures. The bundle also contains a heater in the system to protect the wine cellar from dangerously low temperatures. The Extreme Climate Protection Bundle protects the unit itself in areas with extremely low or extremely high temperatures. So the Ultimate Bundle is our next option, and it incorporates all of the features of the Extreme Climate Protection as well as the all wine temperature options. So if for some reason you needed certain aspects of either one of those options, you would choose the Ultimate Bundle, which would bring everything together as one option on the cooling unit. Typically our units use air to cool the unit, but with water-cooled units we use water. And so using water in a geothermal system or a cooling tower or a lake application is a great alternative to air. Another option available on the Wine Guardian line, both the ducted self-contained and the ducted split systems, is our integral Wine Guardian humidifier. This humidifier is designed like our removable duct collars and door panels by attaching to the side of the unit with these captive quarter turn fasteners. So it attaches exactly the same way as the duct collars and removable panels. This device is used to add moisture into the wine cellar. So if you had dry conditions and wanted to maintain ideal wine cellar conditions above 50% RH up to 65% RH, you would definitely want a Wine Guardian humidifier to make sure that that moisture was being added back into your space when you reach dry times of the year or areas of the world that are dry. The humidifier is connected to our Wine Guardian unit through a control cable connection at the top, as well as a connection at the side of the unit. There's a water inlet at the very top of the unit, as well as a water drain at the bottom. Everything is controlled through our main controller. Once there's a call for humidity, there's a solenoid valve inside the humidifier that opens up, allows water to drain over a wetted pad, and then out the drain. Once humidity is satisfied, that system shuts off and the humidifier turns off. In addition to that, if temperature is satisfied in the wine room, the humidifier will automatically turn on the fan in the system to recirculate the air and humidify the wine room if it's too dry. So you can add this at a later date if you wanted to. Again, keep in mind you'll need a water connection, a drain line, and the controls. You'll need to set up our controller to understand that it has a humidifier connected to the device. Thank you for taking the time to learn about some of the features and benefits of the WineGuardian ducted wine cellar cooling units. These units are flexible, reliable, and efficient choice to protect the quality of a collection of fine wines. The self-contained ducted units, along with all the other WineGuardian products, are designed and assembled in the United States. To ensure WineGuardian customers select the correct cooling units for their projects, we have our Wine Cellar Cooling Calculator. Just visit our website, answer a few questions about the cellar space, and our program will suggest a unit best suited for your needs. Are you ready to purchase a ducted unit? WineGuardian products are exclusively sold through our international distributor network. So visit our website today and contact one of our 150 WineGuardian distributors.